I have horrible, monstrous news. Did you get the circumcision? No, because it's not intended in my cultural religious background. Are we gonna watch all the Shrek and Censored Hentai to find out? No. And I will tell you what happened and how did I find out. You just have to sit and control your emotion, because this might be one of the worst days of your life. Do you guys know that saying? You should not meet your heroes because your heroes will disappoint you in a way or another. Tonight you will experience this, and I'm so sorry that it must be me to show you guys you are my hero. Remember, I will disappoint you, but I hope I don't. I am so sorry, but Shrek is one of them. Let me gather the proof, show you what I'm talking about, because you guys might not believe me at this point. You will think this is ridiculous. You cannot say that for real. Shrek cannot be circumcised because of traditional circumstances. But you guys will change your minds. So let's go to the board. I will flip it. Okay. Okay. I remind to you that I have to do this thing each time because I don't like the way I look from this side. Is Shrek circumcised? First of all, from where does this question come from? I was basically dying, shitting myself because today I was sick. I eat like shit, as you know, guys. I am sorry to be such a terrible example. And I thought consistently, Eleonora, you know who else shits themselves with an incredible amount of aura? Who can be, if not the hero itself of our whole generation? Because I know, guys, that if you have Gen Z humor, that comes from this guy. It comes from this guy. You can lie to yourself about it. You can think, yeah, no, that's not true. It's not my whole humor. Yes, it is. A person in 1990 created a book called Shrek. Exclamation mark. William Steig. You guys can do a quick research and you will find out that William Steig has been circumcised due to family. The original creator of Shrek was actually son of an immigrant family with origins from the Middle East. And this guy was considered a genius in the cartoon context of the 90s. We then go inside of the story, so you guys might not know that what happens in the movie, of course, does not happen actually in the manga. The original book of Shrek was actually... È obbligatorio guardare Ciccio Gamer che parla di Herobrine dopo questa spiegazione. Va bene, lo facciamo. Another female sexualizing us men. Yeah, it's true. Might be me. I will not lie to you. In the book, Shrek has some different references to a different cultural background of the ogres. The reference which are: the apple strudel is nominated inside of the book and it is a common reference to his ogre background. The worried mother instead, which is when she gets to know that Shrek is supposed to marry a girl that is uglier than him, and that is what happens in the book, is a common stereotype that you could also identify in the Bible, specifically the Old Testament, which I understand that the ogre might be into. The ears of Shrek, which in the book are compared to a specific instrument that comes apparently from the ogre background, which is the shofar. This is the shofar, which is an instrument, an ancient instrument, and in the book Shrek's ears are compared to this. Sì, Luca X l'ho contata la variabile di Ciuchino e arriveremo anche a questo. Come vedi qui abbiamo un'indicazione. The missing link, by the way, Men and Monkeys, is Shrek's foreskin that has mysteriously been removed. It might be. Prossimo contenuto: corpo di Cristo, mukbang e mangi tipo 3000 ossa. Deve essere divertente, ma non si può fare perché sarebbe mocking a una religione che noi non stiamo facendo. Do you think that Abraham has sacrificed the Shrek skin instead of his son on that altar that day? Bordol, I don't think so. Because of the dimension, I think that Shrek's foreskin might have been too big to impersonate a baby. We have another reference, which is Donkey, my favorite character. All of my personality comes basically from that. Well, there is also some Ice Age. DreamWorks kind of did my childhood. It is kind of their fault if I am like this. It is a biblical reference. How am I supposed to link that? Should be the donkey that speaks in a little story inside of the book of Numbers. Balaam, prophet that is not coming from a specific part, goes against the actual sons of the supreme being in the city of sons of God. He goes with his donkey, but he encounters an angel that would like to kill him, an armed angel with weapons and shit like that. And the donkey sees it. I don't want to go against that. It looks kind of terrifying, so I should go away from here. And Balaam is not able to see it. The donkey moves away from the direction which was supposed to be the one presented by Balaam. Balaam then kicks the donkey like 3 times and say, "What the fuck are you doing? I'm saying to you to go in that direction. Why don't you go in that direction?" And then at the end he becomes able to see the angel and understands that the donkey saved his life, and in that moment the donkey speaks and it says, "What the fuck did I do to you? Your whole life is not helping you, so why don't you trust me, you fucking idiot?" Such a strong nature foreskin, how do you cut it? Only an ogre could have done that. Lord Farquaad is one of them. Don't know. What we know is that guy that made my childhood, that created my humor, and which is probably the reason for which I'm talking right now on the internet saying bullshit, this guy is circumcised. Sì, Andrea, la palude gli era stata promessa diverso tempo fa, non so dirti specificamente quanto tempo fa. I don't think that Shrek would have personally cut off his skin to give it to someone else. What would be the point? Is not even inside of his swamp, so why would he do that? That's ridiculous. He is not a person which actually would give part of his foreskin to someone else, if not to a being that he cannot beat, and which could be this being. Concluding all of this calculation that we have done together today, Shrek is circumcised, and probably the ogre situation might be a representation of some kind of people in the world. Fiona was cold, so he ripped it off so she could use his foreskin as a blanket. That's something that a real man would do for his wife. I correct myself, he is the best waifu, but does the fact that he was circumcised change your mind about that? Would you still have that as a wife? Ma chi lo ha detto che Shrek deve avere il pipo per forza? E Michele, io qua ti distruggo, perché Shrek ha prodotto 50 figli. Cioè, come fa a non avere il pisello? Scusami, non voglio essere volgare, però scusami, cioè, se dobbiamo fare un ragionamento, sappiamo Fiona per certo essere una donna. I don't recall the ogre having a hunger for gold, so I don't know. What if the 3 blind rats accidentally ripped it off? It could happen. but that would require a strength that I don't expect from three rats. I expect maybe from some kind of very big and enormous strong rat, but I don't expect that to be like that from three basic rats that are also blind. Only 3% of Italy is circumcised. Yes, that's a thing. However, if you look in the right communities, and remember, people say the Shrek eats children. I don't know, Basement Pilot. I don't know if that's true. That might be not true thing, ecco. Avrei i peli verdi o sarà completamente rasato? Davide, un uomo come Shrek non si rade, 100%, ma proprio al naturale, completo, si vede tutto, e se si mette un tanga è una cosa incredibile, foresta senza pari. Ariane Damon, penso che gli orchi si riproducano con il pipo, almeno questa è la mia assunzione, dato che comunque Fiona era un orco femmina, Shrek era un orco maschio, si presuppone che le situazioni siano state molto simili, capito? Cioè, come lo avremmo fatto noi, capito? Also in Shrek the Musical, you find out his parents abandoned him, so why would they care to circumcise him? Maybe they did it before they abandoned him. And also, we don't know if the musical is completely canon, because also the movie itself is not canon, so what am I going to trust? A musical? Why would I trust that? Something in which there is a Shrek that sings around. I don't see Shrek singing around, bro. In the US, the percentage of circumcised men in 80 is 80%. But are you kidding me, guys? For real, is 80% in the US. Why are 80% of the men circumcised? Shrek ripped it off for Fiona. This was revealed to us in Shrek Alation 1214. Julian, that's not a real thing. Because if it were a real thing, I would have write that a big biblical thing on Shrek. Maybe I can still do that. Maybe the next step is writing the second, but maybe the second Messiah was not physical, was just a representation, an animated representation in 3D. Maybe that representation was him. And we are losing everything. Maybe the point was that all of the time. Better out that inside. 80% perché non si sanno lavare il piso, bro. It was considered that it carries disease or something. Maybe the disease is the friends that we have made along the way. Tocca far vedere a questi americani le importanti ricerche su Herobrine fatte dal nostro più grande scienziato Ciccio Gamer 99. Every man should be circumcised. Acronames, we don't have a reason for that. Why would they be? I mean, why would you remove a part of your precious being from yourself? Rispondendo a questa domanda spoilererei il prossimo film Shrek Mitzvah. No, ma non è vero che il film si chiama così, Izio. Non è scritto da nessuna parte. Anything but a job. I have a job and probably it's better paid than yours. And it's not blue-white sites, by the way. Ma Ciuchino può esserlo? Io credo di no. Altrimenti, come avrebbe concepito con il drago se nerfato? Ayak, ma non è che se sei circonciso allora automaticamente non puoi pisciare i figli. What is your job? I am a fraud analyst for Antimony Institution. So I just check out if you specifically are doing frauds. Grazie RTV. Non so se la buggerei la dragonessa, sincero, mettendomi nei panni di Ciuchino mi sentirei troppo in difetto, ma Fabiano, se non provi a lanciare il salame nel corridoio, non riuscirai mai ad andare a riprenderlo. Guadagni a parlare di ste cose? Se sì, sono comunque pochi, no? Non guadagni a parlare di ste cose in realtà, questo è full divertimento. Infatti non ho manco messo le pubblicità. Non va bene, non diventerò mai un filosofo famoso se continuo a non mettere pubblicità e cazzi vari.